First contact and deception. The quantum detection arrays lit up across every SETI station on Earth simultaneously. Dr. Sarah Mitchell stared at her monitor in disbelief as the signals resolved into clear, deliberate patterns. After centuries of searching the stars, humanity had finally received its answer. We were not alone. The Viraxian ships appeared 3 days later, their crystalline vessels refracting sunlight in prismatic cascades across Earth's skies. They came with promises of friendship and technological advancement, led by their ambassador Corell, a towering figure with iridescent scales and multifaceted eyes that seemed to contain entire galaxies. "We bring greetings from the Viraxian Empire," Corell announced to the United Earth Council, his translator converting his harmonic speech into perfect English. "We have watched your species' remarkable progress with great interest. The time has come to welcome you into the galactic community." General Marcus Chen sat at the back of the chamber, watching the proceedings with careful eyes. 20 years in military intelligence had taught him to look for what wasn't being said. Based on the intercepted transmission, 3 weeks at most. Rodriguez straightened in her chair, every inch the leader humanity needed in this moment. "Then we move first. General Chen, you have authorization to proceed with Operation Stormbreak. Let's show these would-be conquerors exactly what humanity is capable of when backed into a corner." As Chen left the council chamber, he allowed himself a grim smile. The Viraxians thought they were dealing with an infant species, easily manipulated and controlled. They were about to learn a harsh lesson about humanity's capacity for innovation and survival. The game of deception was about to end, and the real battle for Earth's future was about to begin. Would you like me to continue with Part 2? The Hidden Strength. The Hidden Strength. Deep within Lunar Base Alpha, 3 kilometers beneath the Moon's surface, Dr. Sarah Mitchell watched as the final pieces of Project Phoenix came together. The massive assembly bay stretched for nearly a mile, housing humanity's greatest technological achievement and best-kept secret. The Hyperion-class battleship loomed before her, its quantum crystal-enhanced hull absorbing light in ways that defied conventional physics. Unlike the crude vessels the Viraxians had helped humanity build, this ship represented the true extent of human innovation. What had taken the aliens centuries to develop, humanity had revolutionized in months. "Final systems check complete," announced Commander James Corey, his voice echoing through the chamber. "All quantum matrix integrations are stable. The Hyperion is ready." Mitchell allowed herself a moment of pride. Her team had done the impossible, taking the Viraxians' basic quantum crystal technology and pushing it far beyond its intended capabilities. The aliens' arrogance in assuming humans couldn't fully grasp their technology had been their first mistake. Their second had been underestimating humanity's capacity for lateral thinking. "Dr. Mitchell." General Chen's voice came through her comm unit. "Status report." "The Hyperion is combat ready," she replied, watching as crews made final preparations across the bay. "All 12 ships in the Phoenix fleet are operational. The quantum masking systems are performing beyond expectations. The Viraxians still have no idea we've built these." "Good." Chen's voice was grim. "Because we're out of time. Our deep space arrays just detected a massive Viraxian fleet entering the Kuiper Belt. Nearly 300 ships." Mitchell's heart raced, but her voice remained steady. "They're early. By almost a week. President Rodriguez is initiating Operation Stormbreak now. Report to the command center." In the Lunar Command Center, holographic displays showed the approaching Viraxian armée. Ambassador Corell's face appeared on the main screen, his crystalline features arranged in what humans had learned was an expression of smug superiority. "People of Earth," he began, "your period of probation is complete. The Viraxian Empire has deemed your world suitable for full integration into our dominion. Please disable your defensive systems and prepare for the arrival of our extraction fleet." President Rodriguez stood before the camera, her expression carefully neutral. "Ambassador, perhaps you could clarify what you mean by extraction fleet." Corell's mandibles clicked in what might have been amusement. Come now, Madam President. Surely you didn't think we came all this way merely to share technology with an infant species. Your world's quantum crystal deposits are far too valuable to leave in such inexperienced hands. I see. Rodriguez's voice was ice. And I assume you believe your outdated technology and false friendship have left us unable to resist. For the first time, uncertainty flickered across Corell's alien features. What do you mean, outdated? Rodriguez smiled, and it wasn't a pleasant expression. General Chen, if you would. Throughout the solar system, hidden installations hummed to life. The lunar surface split along carefully concealed seams as launch bays opened. From the asteroid belt, ships that had been masquerading as mining vessels revealed their true nature. And in high Earth orbit, the defensive grid suddenly displayed capabilities far beyond anything the Viraxians had thought possible. Corell's expression shifted from confusion to shock as his sensors registered the truth. Impossible. How did you? Did you really think, Rodriguez interrupted, that a species that went from horse-drawn carriages to moon landings in under 70 years would be content with the scraps you offered? That we wouldn't question, explore, improve upon every piece of technology you showed us. On Mitchell's command screen, the Phoenix fleet's quantum signatures blazed to life. The Hyperion led the formation, its advanced systems making even the most modern Viraxian vessels look primitive by comparison. This is your only warning, Rodriguez continued. Leave our solar system immediately, or face the consequences of your deception. Corell's features contorted with rage. You dare threaten the Viraxian Empire? We will reduce your world to ash. No, Rodriguez replied simply. You won't. Because while you were playing your games of deception, humanity was preparing for war. General Chen, you may proceed. The Phoenix fleet moved with impossible speed, their quantum crystal-enhanced drives allowing for maneuvers that violated what the Viraxians believed possible. The first wave of alien ships didn't even have time to raise their shields before precision strikes from Earth's defense grid reduced them to expanding clouds of debris. As battle was joined across the solar system, Mitchell watched the sensor readings with growing satisfaction. Every system they'd developed was performing perfectly, every innovation proving its worth. The Viraxians had thought they were dealing with children playing with toys. Instead, they'd awakened a sleeping giant, one that had spent months preparing for this very moment. The war for Earth's future had begun, and humanity was ready to show the galaxy exactly what they were capable of when pushed too far. Operation Thunderstrike. The void between Mars and Jupiter erupted with quantum fire as humanity launched its first major offensive against the Viraxian fleet. Commander James Corey stood on the bridge of the Hyperion, watching as centuries of human military doctrine merged with newly mastered technology in ways the aliens never anticipated. Multiple Viraxian dreadnoughts on intercept course, his tactical officer reported. They're attempting to form a defensive sphere. Curry allowed himself a tight smile. Just as expected. Execute maneuver Tesla. The Phoenix fleet split into 3 groups, executing a complex series of movements that appeared chaotic to Viraxian sensors. Dr. Mitchell's quantum masking technology created multiple ghost signatures for each human vessel, making it impossible for the aliens to determine which targets were real. Their battle doctrine is too rigid, Corey observed as the Viraxian ships maintained their traditional formations. They've relied on technological superiority for so long, they've forgotten how to adapt. Aboard the Viraxian flagship, High Commander Zixtal raged at his sensor operators. How are they moving like that? Their drives should be barely capable of basic FTL travel. Unknown, High Commander, the operator chittered nervously. Their ships are generating quantum interference patterns we've never seen before. Our targeting systems can't get a lock. The human fleet's response was devastating. Hyperion led a charge straight through the Viraxian formation, its advanced shields shrugging off enemy fire while its weapons, guided by targeting algorithms developed from centuries of human warfare, struck with surgical precision. Multiple direct hits on enemy command ships. Corey's tactical officer reported with professional satisfaction. Their fleet coordination is fragmenting. Dr. Mitchell's voice came through the command channel from Lunar Base Alpha. Commander, we're detecting energy buildups in several Viraxian vessels. They appear to be preparing to use their quantum crystal extractors as weapons. Desperate moves, Corey responded. Execute Protocol Omega. Let's show them why that was a mistake. The human fleet's response demonstrated another advantage the Viraxians hadn't counted on. Centuries of human scientific theory about quantum mechanics. As the alien ships attempted to use their extractors, the human vessels activated countermeasures that turned the weapon's energy back on themselves. 5 Viraxian dreadnoughts disappeared in balls of quantum fire, their own weapons becoming their undoing. The remaining alien ships began to break formation, their rigid command structure crumbling in the face of humanity's unprecedented tactics. They're retreating, announced the tactical officer. Multiple ships attempting emergency FTL jumps. Negative, Corey ordered. They don't get to run away after what they planned for Earth. Activate the quantum web. Throughout the battle zone, hidden satellites activated, creating a web of quantum interference that prevented FTL travel. The Viraxian fleet was trapped, forced to face the consequences of their attempted deception. High Commander Zixtal watched in horror as his mighty armada was systematically dismantled by ships that shouldn't have been possible. How? He demanded of no one in particular. How did they advance so far so quickly? The answer came in the form of a transmission from the Hyperion. Commander Corey's face appeared on the Viraxian command screen, his expression stern but composed. You made 3 critical mistakes, Corey explained. First, you assumed that giving us outdated technology would keep us weak. Instead, it gave us a foundation to build upon and improve. Second, you thought our rapid technological advancement from our industrial age to the space age was a fluke. It wasn't. It's who we are as a species. And third, most critically, you thought we would play by your rules of engagement. The battle continued for another 6 hours, but the outcome was never in doubt. When the quantum fire finally died down, the mighty Viraxian extraction fleet had been reduced to scattered debris and disabled vessels. Humanity's first major space battle had ended in a decisive victory. Back on Earth, President Rodriguez addressed the emergency session of the United Earth Council. This victory, while significant, is only the beginning. The Viraxian Empire will not take this defeat lightly. They will return with a larger force, but when they do, they will find humanity ready. In lunar orbit, Commander Corey stood at the Hyperion's observation deck, watching Earth rise over the lunar horizon. Humanity had passed its first true test among the stars, but he knew the real challenges were just beginning. The galaxy was about to learn a crucial lesson about humanity, not just their technological capabilities, but their indomitable spirit and determination to survive. The next phase of Operation Thunderstrike was about to begin, and with it, humanity's emergence as a force to be reckoned with in the galaxy. The turning point. The Viraxian homeworld of Christos shimmered like a jewel in space, its crystalline cities catching the light of 3 suns. In the Imperial Palace, Emperor Vexthar received the news of his fleet's destruction with cold fury. Impossible, he hissed, his crystalline form pulsing with angry light. No primitive species could defeat our most advanced extraction fleet. The surviving High Commander Zixtal knelt before his emperor, his once proud form now bearing the scars of battle. The humans, they are not what we believe them to be. They took our basic teachings and evolved them into weapons we never imagined possible. In Earth's orbital command center, Dr. Mitchell and General Chen watched real-time quantum feeds of the Viraxian Empire's response. Their newly deployed quantum entanglement spy network, hidden within the debris of the recent battle, provided unprecedented intelligence. They're mobilizing everything, Mitchell observed, studying the data streams. 7 full battle fleets, nearly 2,000 ships. Chen nodded grimly. And now we see if Project Prometheus is ready. Deep within Jupiter's atmosphere, humanity's greatest technological achievement was nearing completion. The gas giant's intense pressures had provided the perfect conditions for quantum crystal synthesis on a massive scale. What the Viraxians had hoped to extract from Earth's core, humanity had learned to create artificially. Commander Corey's voice came through the quantum comm. Prometheus installation reports ready, General. All synthesis chambers are operational. Begin the sequence, Chen ordered. It's time to show the Viraxians why challenging humanity was their greatest mistake. Throughout Jupiter's upper atmosphere, massive facilities began harvesting the gas giant's energy, channeling it through synthetic quantum crystals. The process created something the Viraxians had thought impossible: stable quantum gates that could be used for instant transportation across vast distances. As the Viraxian armada gathered for their retaliatory strike, humanity prepared its response. The Phoenix fleet, now expanded to over 50 ships, took up positions near the quantum gates. Each vessel carried improvements and innovations derived from the lessons of their first major engagement. President Rodriguez addressed the United Earth Council one final time before the operation began. Today, we take the fight to their doorstep, not for revenge, but to secure our future among the stars. The Viraxians believed they could treat humanity as children to be exploited. They will learn that humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology. It's our determination to survive and thrive. The battle began with a move that shocked the Viraxian Empire to its core. The quantum gates activated simultaneously, allowing the Phoenix fleet to appear at strategic points throughout Viraxian space. Centuries of defensive preparations, designed to stop enemies from slowly advancing through their territory, meant nothing in the face of humanity's quantum gate network. Multiple gates detected throughout our defense grid. A Viraxian commander screamed. They're bypassing our entire defensive line. The human fleet struck with surgical precision, targeting military installations and shipyards, while carefully avoiding civilian areas. This display of precision and restraint confused the Viraxians as much as the technological advancement that made it possible. Commander Corey, leading the assault on the Viraxian shipyards at Nexus Prime, received a priority transmission from a local planetary governor. Please, the governor begged, our civilian centers are undefended. We surrender the shipyards. Curry's response exemplified humanity's approach to the conflict. We're not here to destroy your civilization, Governor, only to ensure you never threaten ours again. Evacuate your military personnel. No civilian will be harmed. The turning point of the war came not through a decisive battle, but through a revelation that shook the Viraxian Empire to its foundations. As human forces systematically disabled their military capabilities, the Viraxians were forced to confront an uncomfortable truth. Humanity had surpassed them, not just technologically, but ethically. Emperor Vexthar, watching his empire's military might crumble before precise, measured strikes that deliberately avoided civilian casualties, finally understood. The humans weren't fighting for conquest or resources. They were fighting for their right to exist as equals in the galaxy, and they were doing so with a level of restraint that demonstrated their true strength. In Earth's orbital command, Dr. Mitchell monitored the quantum feeds as Viraxian military installations surrendered one after another. They're beginning to understand, she said quietly. This isn't just about technology. It's about showing them who we really are. General Chen nodded. The best victory isn't just defeating your enemy. It's making them realize why they were wrong to make you their enemy in the first place. The war was approaching its final phase, but the true victory would be in what came after. Humanity had proven itself not just capable of defending its interests, but worthy of being a leading voice in galactic affairs. Victory's price. The crystalline halls of the Galactic Concordat echoed with voices as representatives from 100 worlds gathered to witness something unprecedented: the signing of the Terra-Viraxian Peace Accord. The massive chamber, traditionally dominated by the crystalline architecture of the Viraxian Empire, now incorporated elements of Earth design, symbolizing the changing balance of power. Emperor Vexthar, his crystalline form noticeably dimmed from the stress of recent events, stood before the assembled dignitaries. For 10,000 cycles, The Viraxian Empire led the galaxy through strength and technological superiority. We believe this gave us the right to determine the fate of emerging species. We were wrong. President Rodriguez stood beside him, her simple Earth diplomatic uniform, a stark contrast to the ornate crystalline garments of the alien delegates. Humanity didn't want this war, she began. We sought only to protect our world and our right to determine our own destiny. But in victory, we choose not to punish or dominate, but to build something new. The peace accord represented more than just an end to hostilities. It established new protocols for contact with emerging civilizations, ensuring no species would face the exploitation Earth had narrowly avoided. The document, crafted through months of negotiation, bore the signatures of both human and Viraxian scientists, including Dr. Mitchell and her former adversaries. In orbit above the Concordat world, the Hyperion maintained its watch. Commander Corey stood on his bridge, reflecting on the cost of victory. The human fleet had proved unstoppable, but they had wielded their power with precision and restraint, earning respect not through fear, but through wisdom. Commander, his communications officer called out, "Priority message from Earth Command." The message contained the final casualty reports from the war. Despite the scale of the conflict, humanity's advanced technology and careful strategy had kept losses remarkably low on both sides. It was a testament to their commitment to minimize bloodshed even in the midst of war. Deep within the Concordat building, Dr. Mitchell worked alongside Viraxian scientists in a newly established joint research division. The quantum crystal technology that had nearly sparked a war was now being developed cooperatively, with safeguards to prevent its misuse. "Your species continues to surprise us," remarked Chief Scientist Sixnar, examining a human improvement to crystal matrix stability. "We spent centuries developing these technologies, yet in months you found applications we never imagined." Mitchell smiled. "Perhaps that's because you stopped looking for new possibilities. You became comfortable with what you knew, while humanity's strength lies in never stopping our search for understanding." General Chen, observing from Earth's new embassy, watched as former enemies became cautious allies. The defensive networks humanity had built were being transformed into an early warning system for the entire sector, protecting all species from potential threats. "The price of victory," he mused to his staff, "isn't measured in ships destroyed or battles won. It's measured in what you build from the ashes of conflict." As the ceremony concluded, President Rodriguez and Emperor Vexthar activated a symbolic quantum matrix together. The crystalline structure grew into a monument representing both species' DNA helixes, intertwined in a display of cooperation and shared purpose. "We stand at a crossroads," Rodriguez addressed the assembly. "The galaxy has learned that humanity cannot be underestimated or controlled. But they've also learned that we can be trusted with the power we've developed. Our victory comes with a responsibility to ensure that no species faces what we faced, and that knowledge is shared for the benefit of all." The Viraxian Empire, humbled but not broken, began a period of transformation. Their society, long stagnant under the weight of technological superiority, found new vigor in cooperation with humanity. The exchange of ideas and cultures led to advancements neither species could have achieved alone. Earth, too, was transformed. Humanity's rapid ascension to galactic power brought challenges and responsibilities, but they faced them with the same determination and innovation that had won their freedom. The Quantum Gate Network, once a weapon of war, became a highway for commerce and cultural exchange. In the end, humanity's greatest victory wasn't in defeating the Viraxian Empire, but in turning an enemy into an ally. They had proven that true strength lies not just in the ability to win wars, but in the wisdom to build lasting peace. As the new era dawned, the galaxy watched with interest as humanity continued to evolve and innovate. They had earned their place among the stars not just through force of arms, but through the power of their ideas and the strength of their principles. The price of victory had been paid not in destruction, but in the challenge of building something better. And as humanity looked to the future, They knew that their greatest adventures still lay ahead.